am from Creed. Yeah. NBA Straya, how you going? That's a big question, Jim. Is it though? Is it? I feel like we should all be going okay because we didn't have any mega trades today. So we can all take a little bit of a breath. It is Tuesday, February 4, all day. And I'm your host, James Clement. You can also see me on the, official NBL Supercoach show. One more show left for round 20 coming up. Also, the AFL Today show back very, very soon. And NFL Straya. Go check out the big Super Bowl preview show that went up today. It's a cracker. Can recommend. 2 thumbs up. I'm here in the fancy studios for episode 1200 of NBA Straya. I think that's pretty big. Pretty good. But seriously, it's our usual Fuck It Tuesday show where we just fly through everything and then piss off again. Because nicely, this is the breather day I think we get in the trade deadline week. So we had, 2 days ago, the biggest trade any of us will ever remember. Yesterday with Darren Fox going to San Antonio. We did get another trade today. It was pretty small, but we'll talk about that. And there are some fun rumors. Kevin Durant, anybody? Question mark. So we'll talk about that. We'll fly through the game wraps today. We'll still do That's Not a Knife, Old Mate, No Mate, Spud of the Night, Better Than Lonzo Ball, and a couple of NARs, Unpopular Opinion of the Day, and Outback Takehouse. There is an Andrew Gaze Grey Mamba Award and Australian Player Watch. We'll go quick. At least that's my plan. He says before it goes for an hour and a half. Anyway, they'll pick and preview all the games tomorrow as well at the very end, and that'll be very, very fun. Today's games were sick. Some of them were awesome. Some of them were rubbish. We'll talk about that right now. Let's get into it. Episode 1200. Boom, 1200 Techniques. Remember that band? That was sick. I knew the DJ from that band too, DJ Peril. He was a legend. Weird little dude. Anyway, let's do it. Episode 1200 of NBA Straya. Let's go.
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
Hi, this is Ryan Brockoff.
This is Mitch Creek. This is Nick Kay.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya. You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the Shaq Attack.
Wow, you better watch out for the big old meetings in the middle of the day attack if you're your mate Jim. Jesus. Just like, I should be watching basketball. What are we doing? I'm sick of all this talking. Anyway, this is episode 1200, and I was right about 1200 Techniques. It was DJ Peril. Remember that song, Karma? That song whipped. I actually interviewed Infa, the dude, Infamous, who was the singer, the giant dude, in a little cafe, actually right next to where our old office used to be. And he was just the fucking nicest dude in the world. He's played like pub footy, right? So the Community Cup, he's been out there a couple of times. He's a legend. I love that. Love 1200 Techniques. That's hilarious. I had not thought of that band for a long time, but I do remember DJ Peril. When I worked at Beat Magazine many, many moons ago, he would drop off like ads. Like he'd rock up and there'd be like a printout and we'd have to fucking scan it because that was the olden days. Do you know how old that sounds? Holy shit. The other one was when we had that fucking cartoonist. He would quite literally draw and cartoonize his ad for like the Greyhound Hotel in St Kilda or whatever. What was his name? Fred Negro. So he did his big comic strip in Impress, but he did the ads for a bunch of other places and they ran their ads in Beat. And so he would literally get another old bloke who'd rock up in this awesome old beautiful Holden. Like our deadline was Monday. He'd just like lob in at like 4:30 and like just hand me like a hand rolled fucking piece of paper. And again, I had to fucking scan it and put it into the magazine that got printed. It was fucking chaos. I sound like the oldest man alive right now. Holy shit. Anyway, so that was good. 1200 Techniques. Good band. This will be a good episode, I dare say. Let's start today's show the way we start every show here at NBA Straya with a little soliloquy about my life, apparently. No, with the daily. Is that a whip around, Jim? Yes, it is. We got another trade. I mean, it was the Thunder getting the 2020 second round pick, 2030, sorry, 2020, fucking hell. Can't believe I'm talking about 2030 picks. It's just, like, in my brain, 2010 is still 2 years away. Like, I don't know what to fucking say. We're still saving up to get LeBron James in free agency, says the New York Knickerbockers. The 2030 second round draft pick from Charlotte in exchange for Phoenix's 2029 second round pick. Right. Earth-shattering. Sam Presti, he got away with it again. Meanwhile, he's got a fucking treasure chest full of fucking draft picks. Meanwhile, Luka Doncic is a Los Angeles Laker. What the fuck? I've got some more fallout from that as well. It's just, the more you hear about it, the angrier Mavs fans should be. And they are. They're well within their fucking rights. And the other one. So De'Aaron Fox, like we talked this one out yesterday. I don't know if I yelled about how much I fucking love this for the Spurs, though. Like, some people seem a little bit, oh, geez, you know, is he the right guy? I don't fucking care. Like, he's awesome. Oh, is he the right guy to pair with Wemby, though? Dude, you didn't give up any of your top 6 players, or top 8 players, for fuck's sake, right? Like, or any of your best picks. Like, I think you're going to be okay. Like, that's awesome. You don't give up any of your rotation pieces, basically, that actually fucking matter. Oh, what about Zach Collins? Yeah, what about Zach Collins? Who fucking cares? Like, you look at their starters today in that, well, they got their heads kicked in today, but like they still had Chris Paul, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, Black Falcon, and Wemby, right? And they still have Keldon Johnson coming off the bench, Justin Champagny, Justin or Julian? Julian, I think. Sohan. And now you add Fox to that. Like, they're just, that's awesome. I fucking love it. Meanwhile, Zach LaVine, again, I don't know if I banged home how much I fucking think that's hilarious because he's the most Sacramento King to ever Sacramento King without being on the Sacramento Kings. Apart from maybe Tobias Harris. He might be the most Sacramento King player that ever existed. Get him to Sacramento. Bring him home. Come on. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. Still love the Fox trade. We got another little trade. Maybe the Thunder are just moving some stuff around in, you know, anticipation of something happening. But also maybe not. Maybe Sam Presti, that's the only way he can get hard anymore. He's like, I need to do a trade. Oh, fuck. I'm going to get the 2030 Denver second rounder from fucking Charlotte. Oh, there we go. He goes. Bang. Sam Presti finally. He's finally up and about. Right, the one that I alluded to at the top, Kevin Durant. Do you like your Durant trade ideas? Fuck yes, I do. You want a man coming home? How about back to the Warriors, question mark. So Shams was on ESPN, McAfee. Yeah, that's it. He's like, the Warriors are legitimately calling about every all-star player. Like, all of them? Like, they're just going through the list. Hey, LA, how about Luka? Well, he's not an all-star this year. He didn't play enough games. He's been injured the entire time. They're just on the old dog and bone going, hey, Cleveland, do you want to give us Donnie Mitchell? Cleveland's like, click, fuck off. Evan Mobley, why are you still calling here? Bang, fuck off. And then they call him again. What about Darius Garland? I fucking lose my number, motherfucker. Bang. Yeah. But KD on the Warriors, now we're cooking. I actually fucking like this. And Sports Illustrated, was it Chris Mannix? I think he came out and was like, the Warriors are indeed serious. I fucking... Dork journalists are the funniest, aren't they? They are indeed serious about it. Oh, gee willikers, mister. Tell us more. They are indeed serious about it. Reuniting with Kevin Durant. Awesome. And apparently there was like, Joe Lacob was hanging out with Kevin Durant and they're, mutual buddies and stuff, which is kind of nice. And because Jimmy Butler's like, I'm not going to fucking sign an extension with you, Warriors. And the Warriors like, all right then, fuck off. Dickhead. And so now they've turned their attention to KD. I fucking love it. Just reunite Steph and KD. Just old folks home vibes there in Golden State. Why the fuck not? So maybe we'll see that happen tomorrow. We've got 2 more days of the trade deadline. I can't fucking wait. That'd be awesome. But other names that are being sort of kicked around, Paul George. Apparently both the Hawks and the Warriors have kicked the tires on Paul George, which is an amazing fit for the Hawks. But then you go, wait a minute, Jalen Johnson just might be better than Paul George right now. Like, fuck that. So, yeah, I wouldn't bother. And apparently the Warriors have also called about Paul George, at which point Daryl Morey should have gone, I will drive you to the fucking airport, Paul. You want a lift? Let's go. Off he goes. Because if you could offload this Paul George contract for fucking anything at this point, kind of wouldn't mind doing it if I'm a Sixers fan. Because you're already sort of going, oh, God, we're not going to be able to trade this Embiid contract. Paul George looks like dog shit. He's older and fuck all of a sudden. And you want him? Sick. Here you go. Off we fucking go. Done. Outside of that, there was obviously the Luka AD trade happens. Oh, really, Jim? Did it? Yes. Giannis was asked about it. Everybody was asked about it. And everyone's like, didn't see that coming. That's fucking nuts. What the fuck was this idiot thinking? It's like, yeah, that's what we all sort of think. But Giannis was very funny.
Okay, let me say something funny because it took and spoke very, very serious. Now that a European will be, I believe, the face of the Lakers, this is something new for Europe. It's never happened before. Pau Gasol, obviously, he was a great player. How do you say? Vujicic, Sasha Vujicic, great guy, one of my close friends, but I mess up his name all the time. Okay, now I love it. You know what I want? I want Luka to the Lakers. I want Jokic to the Knicks. I want all the Europeans to go, all the big markets to see something incredible. That's what I want. This is my dream. But again, I wish both teams the best of luck. Wish all the players best of luck with their journey moving forward.
And that is the best Giannis impersonation I have ever done. Fucking hell. Oh, man, that was great. Anyway, so he's basically just like, get all the Euros in the big markets. It's never happened. And I'm like, he's got a point. Everybody is then like, Giannis, you're also a Euro. And Milwaukee is not a big market. So, just saying, Miami, Giannis, what do you reckon? Clippers? I don't know. But still, I love that. Giannis just going, fucking, let's get all the Euros in all the big markets. That'd be sick. And everyone's like, yeah, that's what Jim said on the show 2 days ago. That this is Adam Silver going, I need to steal some of those ratings. Let's get Luka on the Lakers. And away they go. Speaking of some of these trades and those players involved, Zachy Cakes Adam Levine is expected to make his debut for the Kings in Sacramento this week. I think they've got a game our Thursday, so they're Wednesday night against the Magic Men. God damn, the Magic. They're just breaking my heart. AD is not playing in the game against the Sixers tomorrow, which is weird. He hurt himself against the Sixers, right? Playing for the Lakers. He's not going to make his Mavericks debut just yet, but apparently he's quite close. So it's about a week away anyway. So I'm interested. He's taking number 3. And my favorite thing was the last player to have number 3 on the Mavs was like Justin Fudge. I'm like, that's a mate. Oh, no, I remember making fun of that name. There we go. He's back, baby. Max Christie, though, might make his debut. So that's kind of fun. Remember Max Christie, the throw-in? That should be his nickname. I love that. It's like, Luka got traded for Anthony Davis. And Max Christie's standing over there going, oh, I got traded too. Markieff Morris, Maxi Kleber. It was also, we got 2 Maxes traded for each other. I mentioned that like the other day, and it's like, that is pretty fucking strange. Like, you get a Max, we all get a Max. We're all trading Maxes. But more on that fallout of the Luka AD thing. I don't want to fucking keep banging on about this, but the more that we find out about it, the more just you're like, what the fuck, man? Nico Harrison didn't call anybody else. Literally was like locked in on this one. Cuban didn't know about it. Chandler Parsons is like, dude, Luka wasn't fucking going anywhere. He just bought a fucking house, like quite literally closed on a $15 million house in Dallas last week. Don't know if that dude was on his way out. Do you know how hard it is to offload a $15 million house in fucking Dallas now? Gee, in this economy. Anyway, apparently he cried when he found out. And Chandler Parsons then added at the very end of this chat, he's like, Jimmy Butler is off the hook a little bit based on this move. I like that. Like, Jimmy Butler's like, yeah, these guys have been pricks to me. It fucking sucks. And everyone's like, oh, we can't blame the team. And then another team just boots fucking Luka to the curb a week after he spends $15 million on a house. So, yeah, the teams are assholes. Now, some of my favorite conspiracy theories involve the Mavs' new owners tanking the team in the exact same way my beloved Seattle Supersonics were by those shit bags in OKC who tanked the team, made the city sort of turn against them because they were so fucking shit, and then drafted Kevin Durant and fucked off to OKC once there was no local support essentially for them spending money on building a new arena for a shit basketball team that no one cared about, right? The Mavs are in the fourth biggest media market in America. So I feel like this is pretty hard, but it does feel like because there's no gambling in Texas, and that's where Dallas is, that there's a great conspiracy theory. Oh, they'll tank it and they'll move this team to Vegas. And they can build a new arena and fucking surround it with their own casino and all that sort of shit. They can't do that in Dallas. It's there's some pretty interesting numbers around this as well, how much money they are spending on lobbying the Texas state legislature. Fuck, this is getting a bit serious, Jim. Yeah, it is. But basically, they're spending a fuck ton of money to try to get gambling legalized in Texas, or at least carve themselves out like a fucking exemption, and it's not working. So they're kind of so all we've got is an amazingly valuable basketball franchise. And this guy named Luka, yeah, fuck him off the... No, I'm not quite buying the conspiracy theory because it does... I can't imagine you go, the easiest thing here to do would be to fuck Luka off, couch it as we're trying to win now with Kyrie and AD, but then it'll all go to shit. Oh no, we'll have to move to Vegas in 6 years' time. It's or you could just make a fuck ton of money from now until then by having Luka Doncic. Right? It's just that fucking, how much money do you need at that point as well? Anyway, and the other one that I mentioned, so remember how I think on the Sunday night reaction show, I'm Danny Ainge is somewhere just punching holes in walls. And then yesterday I was oh, well, he probably wasn't because he was in the trade when they get fucking Jalen Hood-Schifino and stuff. But then, again, to come full circle, I was kind of right. Danny Ainge didn't even know that it was fucking Luka in the trade until the trade call was happening. And he's wait, fucking Luka? What, hang on. I mean, I know I got a bunch of free shit, but what the fuck? Luka Doncic? The Mavericks player? You're trading him? Give me 5 minutes. They're nah, it's already happened, Danny. He's fuck! I've got 87 draft picks right there. And I don't even get a crack. This is bullshit. And here we are. So, yeah, Danny not stoked. And this is the other thing. The big fallout has been every other executive that you hear every reporter talk about. Everybody is I'm pissed that they didn't open this up for bidding because we would have fucking thrown everything at it. It's yeah, no shit. Other players blindsided. Other front offices blindsided. Literally everybody going, dude, what the fuck? But it is interesting to me, though, the front office aspect of this. Everybody going, that guy fucking sucks for not opening it up for everybody. And it's well, yeah, he very clearly had a deal that he wanted to make. And this is what has come out in the wash. He had the deal that he wanted to make, obviously, in his brain. And he didn't want to open it up because he didn't want to give Luka and his agent leverage. Oh no, you probably still would have gotten more, you fucking moron. What are we doing? Oh no, now they've got leverage. It's oh no, now you've got 7 first-round fucking picks, you idiot. It's just mind-boggling, the Nico Harrison shit. So, but my favorite, though, out of the wash is the deal apparently originally included multiple first-rounders and Dalton Connect. But Nico Harrison was talked out of that by Rob Pelinka going, I don't know, he's kind of fat, though. So how much does he weigh? Nico's I don't know, 270. He's yeah, nah, I can't give you Dalton Connect then. For Luka Doncic, I just can't do it, Nico. And it's only going to be the 29 first as well, not 29 and 31. What is that phone call? It's all right. So AD, we'll give you Max Christie as well. What else? We'll give you Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect. And the 2 firsts, we get Luka. How big is he? It's 270. Oh, Jesus. Sounds like he's a bit fat. all right, we're going to knock off one of those first rounders and we don't need Dalton. And like suddenly Nico, like, what is the art of the deal, motherfucker? Like, what are you doing? Why are you backtracking? How do you go from giving up Luka Doncic and only getting one pick when it was originally two, and you had Dalton connect a young, what are you, we're in win now mode. Then get the young player and the extra pick as well as AD. How could you fuck this up so royally? It's amazing. I love it as well. It's like, oh yeah, you know. So, damn. He's probably washed, man. 270 pounds. It's like, yeah, all right, fuck it. We'll just do the Max Christie AD in one pick. It's like, yeah, man, for Kobe. What's up? Oh, that's been some of the shittest reporting as well. Like, you know, the gross, oh, yeah. But, you know, the one thing that brought them together is that they both worked with Kobe. Last time I fucking checked, Kobe didn't play on the Mavericks. What the fuck? Who cares? Oh, but they've got a great relationship. Nico, what the? I'm still so angry for Mavs fans. Oh, geez, Jim, we couldn't tell. Like, the fact that Rob Pelinka convinced Nico Harrison to give up Luka for AD, one pick, and Max Christie when it originally was Dalton Connect and another pick as well. But he got talked out of it because Rob Pelinka's like, I don't know, but he's a bit fat, isn't he? And like, Nico, you could, if they don't win the fucking title these next 2 years, like any of these next 2 years, right? 2-3 years, that's your entire fucking thing. You're going to go out as the biggest fucking idiot in NBA history. And there are a lot of fucking idiots in NBA history. I sat through the remnants of the Billy King fucking Bobby Marks experiment there in fucking Brooklyn. It wasn't pretty. Morons. Anyway, the Western Conference Player of the Week was LeBron James. That's good. And the Eastern Conference was Donnie Mitchell. All right, let's get on to some game wraps. Jesus Christ, Jim. I thought this was going to be a quick show. Shut up. Anyway, game wraps. Game wraps. For today, we had some crackers. I called this one Washington over Charlotte, 124-114. Charlotte are a fucking train wreck. And like Mark Williams is now getting called out by Charlotte fucking announcers for his lack of effort. 23-14. It's like, oh, what more could he have done? Fuck me. Josh Green was somehow a +10. I'll get to him in the Australian Player Watch. Ends up with the 11-3. But yeah, 124-114. The Wiz are now 8-41. Charlotte 12-35. Wheels are off without LaMelo and Spindles Miller. The Hawks beat the Pistons. This one sucked. I had the Pistons in this, but wow. Trae Young hits the sort of shimmy, hey, step back over the top of Malik Beasley, game winner, 132-130. And Ricochet was good. DeAndre Hunter was good. He had an amazing first half. First quarter, it was like bombing it. 34-9 for Trae in the end. And also, our man, the Great Barrier Thief, Dyson Daniels, 19 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 steals, and 3 blocks. Do you reckon he can get a 5x5 this year? Fuck yeah, let's go, Dyson. Also, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player. I keep fucking saying it. Tobias Harris, though, he's just like, hey guys, I got 22 points. Everyone's like, did we lose, Tobias? He's like, yeah, but I got 22 points. It's like, fuck, I hate you, Tobias Harris. Cade Cunningham with 30 points and 14 assists, not quite enough. That's a tough loss for the Pistons. They're 25-25. Atlanta, 23-27. That's a desperately needed win after an 8-game losing streak. Crazy. Houston lost in New York without a bunch of their dudes. No Alpi Şengün, no Fred VanVleet of the Fighting VanVleets. Our man Jock Landale was out sick. And still Houston were kicking the fuck out of him because Amen Thompson had a sick triple-double. And then Jalen Brunson went, fuck you. Check this out. Seriously. They were down 11 at the start of the fourth, the Knickerbockers. Brunson had 17 points in the fourth quarter. 11 of them came in the last 2 minutes. He went fucking ham. He had a horrible turnover back towards the end of it as well. But pulls it off with another clutch steal as well. It was also, speaking of clutch steals, fucking how good was Dyson's? It was amazing. Anyway, Knicks are only now, what? So it was an awesome game. Like, absolutely fucking chaos. As I said in the walk and talk video this morning, the drop-off vibes, a replay of the 1994 NBA Finals, as we all remember. Hakeem versus Patrick Ewing. Remember the OJ chase was happening during one of those games? Amazing. What a time to be alive. I guess. I was alive. But yeah, it was 1994. I didn't have fucking NBA League Pass back then, did I? The internet wasn't around. 42-10 for Brunson in the end. It was absolutely insane. 25-11 for Amen Thompson. Shouts to Jalen Green. 21 points. That's good on 22 shots. That's bad. Houston now 32-17. New York 33-17. Sacramento beat Minnesota. Jingler Joe Ingles patented an inbound play at the end. Cooked it. Jaden McDaniels turned it over. Kings win. 116-114. I picked them in yesterday's show. And then this morning, I'm like, oh, don't know about this. Sort of stuck with it. Thumbs up. Good job by the Kangs. Just a bit of fight. And this was it. Malik Monk. They handed him the keys after De'Aaron Fox is traded. He just responded with a lazy 26-8-5. Ooh, not bloody bad. 14-11-3 for the Souvlaki King and 33 for DeMar DeRozan there. Where the Wolves, Naz Reid goes off for 30. Ant-Man has 21-6-4, but it came on 21 shots. And if you have an inefficient Ant-Man game, you lose. Like, that's just where it goes now. That's what happens. 25-24, the Kangs, above 500. Minnesota Timberwolves, 27-23. San Antonio got the heads kicked in by Memphis Grizzlies, 128-109. I mentioned that starting lineup earlier for the Spurs. Good, but also Memphis had Ja Morant back and healthy and looking awesome. He had 25-11. They got 31-6-3 from Triple J as well, who is fucking crushing it. What a year for Jaren Jackson Jr. He's been amazing. 27 for GG Jackson. Spoiler alert, he's better than Lonzo Ball. Spurs dropped to 21-26. It's getting hairy, but you add Fox to this mix, and I can't fucking wait to see that. Grizzlies 34-16. Cruiser-rating. Milwaukee, shell of themselves, got their ass kicked by OKC, 125-96. Milwaukee had nobody. Geez, Jim, that's a bit harsh. No, they literally had no one. They didn't have Dame, no Giannis, no Brook Lopez. They started touring the Red Bull Prince, Chris Livingston, AJ Green, Andre Jackson Jr., and Ryan Rollins. It's a G League team. Fucking hell. Touring the Red Bull Prince is like, Jesus, Jim. I'm not bloody G League. Is like, aren't you? Anyway, SGA had 34-3-6 in 22 minutes. That is an ass kicking. Alex Dukas, mate, he shined. He played 14 minutes. That's awesome. Talk about him in the Australian Player Watch. Anyway, that's an ass-kicking 26-22 now for the Bucks, 39-9 for the Thunders. Denver beat the pants off the Pelicans. It's a fun turn of phrase, isn't it? Beat the pants off a Pelican. Seems like something your old drunk uncle would say, wouldn't it? Just beat the pants off a Pelican. It's like, is he talking about having a bat or taking a shit? No, I'm not entirely sure. But a big one from Denver because they got a massive MPJ game. And if you get a big MPJ game, you have to fucking win it, right? 36-7 for him, 27-14-10 for Joker. Like, what are we doing? It's insane. Jam and Jamal Murray 20, but yeah, 7 made threes for MPJ. The Pels, they got 30-6-5 for CJ. They got 41 for Trent Murphy. But without DeJounte, Zion's out there. He had 14-6-5, but yeah. It's like they have to be at full strength to be any good. And without DeJounte, without Spindles, they're fucking cooked. Paul the Pelicans won right out. 12-38. The Nuggets are 31-19. Not bad. Indy just got by Utah 112-111. Took a massive run down the stretch for them to actually get ahead of them. Because the Yaz at home played them pretty tough. Siakam ends up with 22, 18 for Tyrese Halliburton. But you got 21 and 12 for Jordan Collins. That's a tall cocktail. Colin Sexton hurt himself, and he only played the 3 minutes. But they just sort of stuck with them. 21 for Jordan Jeremy Clarkson, and they were right there, and the Yaz managed to tank this one perfectly. So we played right to the end, and we lost 112-111. Pacers 28-20, Yaz 11-37. And, yeah, the Halliburton 3, I think it was, to sort of give them the 2-point lead right towards the end was absolutely massive because they were down. Yeah, they were down 8 with like 5 minutes to go, which is fucking nuts. And they came flying back, take the lead with like 2 minutes to go. You're like, Jesus, what just happened? And then stuck over the top of them with some Naismith free throws and then Siakam hitting the big dunk to seal it. So good job by the Pacers. Then we had Orlando fall short against the Warriors. I'm so disappointed in this fucking Magic team at the moment. I did say that there's like an adjustment period, and now I'm like, bro, it's been pretty fucking long. And yeah, look, it's hard to do that on a road trip as well, which is they've been on. So they lose this 104-99 to the Warriors. Paolo Banchero goes 9 of 24 for his 18 points. Franz Wagner, hello, as 21. Anthony Black just out there getting in a bit of cardio. 16 minutes, and he had 1 rebound, 1 assist. Didn't even take a shot. I could get you 1 rebound and 1 assist in 16 minutes. Could you, Jim? Let's see it. Yeah, I'd probably fucking tear a hammy like 18 seconds into it, wouldn't I? Ice cold. Anthony was ice hot. That doesn't make any sense. 26 points, though, and 11-21 shooting. The Warriors got 24 from Steph, 25 from Wigo, 17 from Moses Moody, who's still alive, and they just sort of got over the top of him. Good job. 24 and 27 now for the Magic Man. Warriors 25 and 24. And then finally, my beloved Portland Trailblazers. How are they your beloved Portland Trailblazers, Jim? I just like them. I just think they're neat. I really do. It's mostly because I think Denny Avdija is awesome and the most underrated NBA player going. They got by KD and Booker and Beal having massive games, which is one of those, like, for the Blazers to do that, you're like, hang on. I think this is actually just not, they're not bullshitting it, right? So KD has 27, 5 and 5. Booker has 34, 3 and 4, becomes the all-time leading scorer for the Suns as a franchise, which is fucking psycho because he still looks like he's 12. And Brad Beal, 25 points. You have your big three go off and you still lose to fucking Portland. Phoenix, pull the ripcord, trade KD. What are you doing? 121, 119 in overtime. This fucking took forever down the stretch. And I don't know, NBA. It's like, why are ratings going down? It's like, well, I don't know, fucking the last 20 seconds of this game took 20 fucking minutes. I'm just saying, 25 and 20 for DeAndre dominating against his old team. If DeAndre Ayton could play against the Suns every game, he'd be like Shaq, Wilt, and Hakeem rolled into one. Seriously, 25 and 20 is fucking psycho. He was awesome. You got 24 for Denny Avdija as well. He is I just love him. I just love him. Anthony Penny-Simons, 13 points but 10 assists. He shot 4 of 16, but he had the 10 assists. Very nice. 17 as well for Tamani Kamara, who hit some massive threes. They lost the lead, had the Blazers, and he pulled it back. He was huge. That's a big win. They're 21 and 29 and still sort of kicking a little bit, showing us a bit of something. And the Suns dropped to 25 and 24. Tough one. Let's do a quick NBA Straya Proof performance. Are they nice?
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
You got some great ones. How about, well, just go with some guards. Trae, Jalen Brunson, SGA. What did I say? Brunson had fucking, 42 and 10, but scored 17 in that fourth quarter. Won them the game. Like, it was just, Houston were kicking their ass. And then Brunson went, no. Check this out. He ends up with 42 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, shot 14 to 27, and 1 of 4 from downtown. SGA in 22 minutes had 34, 3 and 6. That's just taking the fucking piss. He was a plus 34 in 22 minutes. He would have had like 60 if the Bucks hadn't been so shit and they were getting their ass kicked. Amen Thompson, as I mentioned, 22, 11, 11 for his third ever triple-double. Love that. But Trae, the 32 and 9, the step-back game winner over the top of Malik Beasley, scored 17 of the last 19 points for the Hawks. Absurd gear. Really, really good stuff. That's some good shit. Those are your NBA Straya Proof performances of the night. Spud of the night.
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Spud of the Mr. Garrison. Matthews, 0 of 5. Brutal, but 1 of 11 for Flagler. Adam Flagler. He goes 0 of 8 from downtown. It's like, why are you still shooting? He's like, one of these is going to go in. Spoiler alert, they didn't. 0 of 8 from downtown. That is brutal. 4 of, I want to say 15 for Tyler Smith. Not great. And probably the most annoying and frustrating, well, Johnny Isaac goes 1 of 7 as well. The Magic, I'm sort of like, banging on, readjustment period. They got Franz and Paolo back. The problem is they also don't have Suggs. And like Anthony Black is young. And that was kind of the constant. Like they kept losing dudes, but they still had Jalen Suggs and their defense was still fucking top notch because of it. They did hold Golden State to 104 points, but without Suggs sort of just giving them that awesome sort of third banana next to Franz and Ballard, it's just tough. Just fucking tough. You're killing me, Orlando. I believed, and you broke my heart. Like, you can't have, like, Cole Anthony have an awesome game and lose. Just a bit shit, mate. Just a bit shit. 9 of 24. Bloody hell. But no one shot the magic number today. We did get 6 of 9 from Moses Moody. Nice. Just want to do my Giannis impersonation again. That was great. Anyway, what's the next one? What do I usually do? Old mate, no mates. This one's easy.
Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no
Old mate, no
mates.
mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
The level of vitriol for Nico Harrison is getting... I mean, I love it. I think it's fucking hilarious. Did you know that I work with Kobe? Yeah, aren't you also the guy who got Steph Curry's name wrong in the Nike meeting and that's why he ended up signing with Under Armour? Aren't you also the guy who wouldn't give, like, Jalen Brunson the 4-year, $55 million extension contract? Oh, and you're the guy who traded Luka to the Lakers for Anthony, and you got talked out of another first rounder and Dalton Connect because Rob Pelinka was like, oh, he's a bit fat though. Bro. Like, quite seriously, they have to win the title this year or next, or this is an all-time fucking disaster. Like, it is... Like, I don't want to, like, throw too much hyperbole behind it. Like, because Luka, he might... The other thing is, like, every time something like this happens, like, then you get all the hit pieces, all the shit pieces coming out of Dallas. Oh, he's out of shape. We didn't like his work ethic. He'd hired his own trainers. It's like, yeah, he was paying for them. And it's like, oh, yeah, the Mavs were worried about it turning into an Embiid situation. Okay, but he's 25 and averaging like 40 fucking points a game in the playoffs while apparently out of shape. It's like, oh, but he hurt his calf in that Christmas Day game and we were all like, see, you've got to take conditioning seriously. It's like, then work with him to make it fucking serious. He's 25. He's Eastern European. He likes beer. Color me shocked. What? Have you ever met an Eastern European? In a surprise twist, they don't mind a tin. Like, fucking hell. It's insane. Nico Harrison. Yeah, I think defense wins championships. Okay, we got Anthony Davis at age 32. That's going to be fucking awesome. Great job, everybody. Great job. Pantsing of the night. It's hard not to feel bad for Malik Beasley. The put in the spin cycle by Trae Young. I thought he did a half-decent job, and then Trae just hits the game winner over the top of his head. That's a tough one. And also all of Phoenix. 25 and 20 for dominating. He's just pantsing your fucking franchise. You should be ashamed of yourselves. And finally, better than Bronny James.
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. He's coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. Stephon Castle today. Oh, geez, Jim, do you like him? Yes, I love him. Oh, I love you, Stephon Castle. I love you. I love you, love you, love you. 21 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal. Shot 9 of 17 and 2 of 5 from downtown. He fucking rules. Him next to, like, Fox, I fucking love this team. I might just become a Spurs fan. I can't do that. It's kind of a bit gross. But still, that's fucking awesome. And the other one was G.G. Jackson in that same game. He was awesome and also better than Bronny James. G.G. Jackson, 11 of 20 shooting, 4 of 9 from downtown, 27 points, 3 steals, 4 rebounds. Weapon. I love him. That's a hell of a game. And 2 players who are better. Bronny James. All right, let's do a quick break and come back with some yeah-nahs right after, I don't know, let's say this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Daryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You listen to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're listening to
Straya.
NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
All right. I did realize the fucking Tuesday shows, we don't usually do yeah-nahs and stuff. We usually just sort of fly through it. But I don't know. I've already fucking gone long. Who cares? It's my show. Fuck off. Jesse, boo! Yeah, nah, SGA and Joey Muzz both seem very sooky in their recent interviews because deep down they know Doncic is going to fuck shit up. Yeah, nah. It is funny when other teams sort of get wind of these trades and they're asked about it and they're like, you can just see the residual anger just hiding behind their eyes just a little bit. Because A, it's taken the shine off them. I mean, especially Joey Muzz, he's in charge of the reigning champion Boston Celtics. SJ, crushing it. MVP favorite, top of the West. And everyone's like, Luka's on the Lakers! The Lakers! And they're like, we're the best team in the fucking West, bro. Like, what are we doing? And Joey Muzz is like, bro, I will fucking kickbox anybody who fucking says anything about that fucking dickhead to me. I fucking hate the Lakers, bro. And like, that's how it goes. So, yeah, I like that one, Jesse B. I also kind of am a bit like people are like, what about the fit between LeBron and Luka? I think it'll be fine. If you've got two like all-time basketball brain geniuses on the court, I think they'll figure it out. Matty O, the legend. See him next week for the Super Bowl party. Quick yeah nah. Spurs, NBA champs no later than 2029. Yeah nah. What is it, 2025? I had to do maths then. That was worrisome. No later. Yeah. I'm going to say yeah. I reckon they could win a title 27, 8. Yeah, no later than 29. 29, that's probably about right. 29, 28, 29, I think they're probably coming into their own. You look about, the thing is like OKC and Houston is so fucking good. You've got Wemby obviously on the Spurs. You've got De'Aaron Fox now. It does become a bit of a fucking dogfight to get out of the West. The Celtics are young, still very good. You got the Knicks on a little bit more on the older side. Yeah, I can sort of see the Spurs maybe having a crack. They probably need one more piece though. So for the moment, I'll say nah. Because you've got any sort of injury potential to Wemby and they're fucked. But if they get one more piece around Fox, Wemby, etc., I will say yeah. That was very measured of me, I thought. Very well done, Jim. You talked your way through it. Thanks, me. And then finally, P.S. Austin Reeves will be better or worse third banana with this Luka trade. Yeah, nah. He will be an interesting problem, I think, for the Lakers to have. Because suddenly, can you play Reeves with Luka and LeBron, like all three of them? Or does he just become like your sort of bench gun? And I feel like, because if you're playing all three of them, you have big fucking problems defensively. Like the other team would be like, which one do we hunt? Like all of them. Ah, bang, 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 bang. They're fucking just, it's like duck hunt. They're just like, brap, 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 brap. And the dog's out. Remember that dog in Duck Hunt? Again, I'm just aging myself dramatically. Anyone under 40 is like, what the fuck is Duck Hunt? Anyway. No, look, the Reeves thing is an interesting problem for the Lakers, and it wouldn't massively surprise me if he actually gets traded in the next day or two, right? Because they need a center. They need someone big. Jackson Hayes probably isn't going to do it, folks. But Reeves, Rui, like, they don't really have a giant amount of other sort of trade assets. And Reeves does have a bit of value, but defensively, he, Luka, and LeBron, that's messy, I reckon. Outback, well, unpopular opinion of the day and kind of an Outback Takehouse.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
I mean, unpopular opinion of the day, it's basically the Outback Takehouse. It's Tuesday at Outback. You know what that means? Oh, yeah, we smashed some magpies on the way to daycare today with the cricket bat. Bang! And now you've got magpie wings on the menu. It's only at Outback. That's right, tasty magpie wings. People say, oh, nah, chicken wings, they're awesome. Nah, magpie wings, way gamier, way more delicious. And they're only at Outback. And today's Flame Grill take is, I'm actually 100% on board with KD going back to Golden State. It's like when your mate breaks up with the missus that they've been together ages and it just works and you thought they were going to get married. You're like, what the fuck? And then like suddenly he's got like another couple of things going on. You're like, I just don't like her as much. There's just the spark isn't there. And then they get back together and then they get married. You're like, it was always written. What are you doing? So with that in mind, he should actually go back to OKC. They'll win the fucking time. Come on, you can't tell me that Kevin Durant back on OKC leading them to a title is the one single way he can go down and essentially completely whitewash his like sordid history, right? Of like, oh, I can't believe he left left an OKC team that lost to a fucking 73-win Warriors team to go join that Warriors team, glom on for a couple of cheap fucking rings that barely count because you fucking loaded up. And then you go to Brooklyn for some dumb bullshit. And then you go to fucking Phoenix because you get sick of that dumb bullshit. Oh, but then he came home to OKC and helped them to their first NBA title. Hey, that's awesome. Kevin Durant was a good guy, right? You can't tell me that's wrong. Just do it, Kevin, you fucking coward. Jesus. I mean, just don't give up J-Dub for it. Everything else, apart from he and SGA, off we go. I don't know. Have you ever had that fucking mate with the missus who's broken up and you're like, dude, don't do that. Like, you're an idiot. You're never going to find anyone that good. Like, for me, like, I am clearly that mate for other folks. They're like, old mate is way better than you, Jim. And I'm like, I know. I'm not dumb enough to fuck this up. Right? And when you have another mate do it, you're like, oh, you're dumber than I am. Ah, shit. What are you doing? And then when they get back together, you're just like, you're the fucking first one in line, like happy clapping. Oh, this is so nice. Like you're almost in tears. It's just amazing. Anyway, let's take a quick break again and come back with Australian Player Watch right after. I think we've got Delly in here, don't we?
This is Matthew Delvedova, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
All right, time for NBA Straya's Aussie Player Watch for a big Tuesday, February 4. We had a lot of Aussies in action actually today. It was pretty weird, pretty fun, pretty chaotic. There's a couple of missing ones as well, which is a bit of a bit annoying, but still. We had Josh Green tear it up in that loss to Washington. Charlotte, what an absolute train wreck. I'm wearing the hat right now. They lose 124-114. So they lose by 10 points. Now, geez, Jim, you lose by 10 points and Josh Green played 37 minutes and was a plus 10? So you're telling me that Charlotte were minus 20 in the 11 minutes he did not play? Yes, that's what I'm telling you. That is crazy. Josh Green, weapon. He had 11 points today, 4 of 7 shooting, 1 of 3 from downtown, 2 of 3 at the line, 3 rebounds, an assist and 2 steals. A plus 10. Absolutely remarkable stuff. I do still wonder if Charlotte will kick the tires and maybe seeing what they can get for Josh Green because he is good and they are bad. Dyson Daniels in the huge win over Detroit. Dyson Daniels, Defensive Player of the Year candidate, Most Improved Player of the Year candidate in my mind. He had 19 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks, and 4 steals. He nearly pulled off the 5x5. That is incredible. He's unreal. He shot 6 of 10 as well. 1 of 1 from downtown, 6 of 10 at the line. 4 turnovers, but still got the big W. Well done, Dyson. Johnny Furphy got the did not play coach's decision in the very close win over Utah for the Pacers. They get that win 112-111. Jingling Joe Ingles. Now this is the interesting one. He played 0.7 of a second. How did he do that, James? I'll tell you what. Well, he inbounded the ball. They turned it over and then lost the game. Yeah, it was a bit rough. But Jingles doesn't get a stat because he inbounded the ball and Jaden McDaniel screwed it up. They turned the ball over. Wolves lose 116-114 to the Sacramento Kings. It's a tough one. Chris Finch is like, I'll put Jingles in and he can inbound the ball. And then it didn't work out. Jock Landale as well. So we mentioned on yesterday's show that he was actually hanging out in New York. He's posting stuff there. And then he got sick. So he didn't play today against the Knicks. Much to the chagrin of actually some Houston fans who are like, Steven Adams is having a bit of a shocker. Can we get Jock? And Jock's like, I've got a sore tummy. He actually wasn't with the team. He was that sick. So there has been a nasty flu going around the NBA. Hopefully Jock's okay. They lose that game 124-118. Bit of a rough one. But the fun ones, we also got a did not play coach's decision for Duop Reith. He wasn't with the Blazers today because he was down in the twos dominating for the Rip City remix. He had 36 and 13 in the G League. Do up, bop, bop, do up. Goes bang in the G League. He is way too good for the G League. I'll tell you that much. And then my favorite one for today, Alex Dukas. Dukas, mate. Dukas, mate, he shined. Alex Dukas goes bang in a huge blowout win for the Thunder over Milwaukee. It was not Algonquin for the good land today. 125-96, they win that. He played 14 minutes. 14, says Alex Dukas. Great game from him. He had 2 points. Oh, geez, that's not that great. Yeah, he shot 1 of 6, but he set a career high with 7 rebounds. How good is that? And the 14 minutes is obviously a career high in minutes played as well. So 2 points, 7 rebounds, 0 of 3 from downtown, 1 of 6 from the floor for Alex Dukas. And that is an absolutely cracking day for the Aussies. And one thing to keep in mind as well, Dante Exum is now back and healthy. And with our man Luka Doncic now in the LA Lakers, just saying, it's time for Kangaroo Kobe's time to shine. All right, make sure you're staying up to date with all things NBA and the Aussies every single day with NBA Straya. Right, let's get into an Andrew Gay's Grey Mamba Award for outstanding achievement in the field of excellence.
Andrew Gay's Grey Mamba.
Outstanding achievement in the field of excellence. Devin Booker. I've given him a bit of grief over the years because he looks like a prepubescent teen. He is also, however, the Phoenix Suns franchise leader all-time in points scored with 15,667 and counting now. So that's pretty good. And it was also very nice. Like, he's like hugging his family and stuff, and you're like, oh, I'll pay that. He's been really good as well. Like the last, I want to say 2-3 weeks, he's been sort of just, I don't know, upping the scoring. The efficiency's sort of gone through the roof as well. And it's sort of like the season you expected him to have. And it's only sort of just clicked in. It's like basically since around like the start of January. So if you look at his December, he had like a 34-8 game against Utah. That barely counts. But then had like a bit of a dip at the end of December. And then has a 39-10 game against Charlotte. Again, not barely an NBA team. And then 34-5-4 against Utah again in mid-Jan. But then it's like that unlocks something because they played Utah, Charlotte, and Atlanta. He goes on a tear. 37 against Washington, then Detroit. It's almost like that run of games against shit teams got him into gear. And he has been absolutely flying. He had a rough one against Washington like 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. And now he's just ripping off like 30-point games like they're going out of fashion. He had 37-4-5 against Portland last time and then 34-3-4 today. And he's crushing. So just say, Devin Booker, very good. And also, all-time Phoenix Suns franchise leader is pretty cool. So I think it was Walter Davis is the one who actually had it. And you think about like the scorers they've had over the years. I mean, Chuck Barkley wasn't there long enough. Amari probably wasn't there long enough either before his knees gave out. Steve Nash was never, a massive scorer. KJ. Thunder Dan Marley. Again, showing your age there, Jim. Shush. That's enough out of you. All right. How about a bit of a Paddy Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in? Because I think we've got some Paddy updates. I'll tell you what. Where's the button for the song? Baller Pat. Here we go. Los Angeles. Oh, he's reshared NBA Australia. Whatever. And then also the Clippers and Baller Pat. Welcome to LA. Welcome to Clipper Nation, Paddy Mills. That's great. I'm excited for that. I just want to see him play because I just want to see an Aussie in the Clippers uniform once, at least, in an actual NBA game. Let's make it happen, Clippers. Let's make it happen. All right, tomorrow's games. Actually, how do we go on them? I haven't really been doing updating on how we've been doing on the picks, but I think we've been doing okay. We're still at like 58% for the year, which is really good. We nailed Washington today, missed out on Detroit. We missed Houston. Boo. We nailed Memphis, nailed Sacramento, nailed OKC, nailed Denver, missed on Indy, missed on Phoenix, nailed Portland. So what's that? 6 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6 of 10. Pretty good. Just saying. I can't remember what I had in the 4 picks this morning. Because, I do the videos in the morning as like my 4 favorite vibes for that day's games and stuff. And yeah, I think we did okay. I just can't remember. This morning was a long time ago. I've done a lot of things in between then. Right, tomorrow we have an interesting slate for a Wednesday. We've got Dallas at Philly. You look at this preseason and go, that's going to be awesome. And now you're like, oh, okay. Is this Kyrie versus Tyrese Maxey and that's it? Jeez. But I'm still probably going to go Dallas plus 1.5 because I feel like these are the sorts of games where like a team that's been on the sort of other end of a really, really big trade, they lose their superstar. They obviously had their heads kicked in the other day after the trade news broke, right? They give up 91.5 to Cleveland. But they didn't play anybody. So presuming they actually have their dudes back, I think Dallas can actually win that one against Philly. Philly have been playing pretty tough at home. I feel like the emotion, though, here for Dallas might be the one thing that gets them. So we'll go Dallas plus 1.5. Boston go to Cleveland. Awesome game. How good is this? Very good, Jim. That's right. Celtics. First 3-game winning streak since, what, in a month? Cleveland. Kind of flying, though. Defensively, really, really good. Boston are underdogs. I don't mind Boston to actually sneak up on Cleveland and maybe get one here. Like, their stupid comeback yesterday, the Celtics, where you're like, what are you doing? It showed a nice little bit of grit, though, against that weird Sixers team that nearly punked Boston. So let's go Boston. Like, they've got to keep, like, proving it, which is something that Joey Muzz is going to be all about. And I feel like, you know, maybe some dudes on Cleveland are looking over their shoulders for trade stuff. Boston, plus 1.5. Let's go. Houston go to Brooklyn after a tough loss in the MSG on a back-to-back. Brooklyn are 9.5-point underdogs. Brooklyn beat them on the weekend. I'm going to take Brooklyn just to keep this close. Maybe they showcase Cam Johnson. Maybe they don't. We'll go Brooklyn. The Knicks on a back-to-back, having just gotten over Houston, go to Toronto. Now, Toronto notoriously annoying the last few weeks. They are underdogs at home. This is one of my favorite random ones of all time as well. New York versus Toronto. The Andreas Bargnani Bowl. Remember that trade? 2 firsts. You idiots. That's amazing. But Bargnani. But we'll go Toronto. Just they've been, like, this is an RJ Barrett revenge game against his old team. I think Toronto, who have been very, very hardcore at home, can probably cover that one. Plus 5.5. Let's do it. Then we have Miami at Chicago. How good is this slate? It's really good. Today sort of sucked, but this is awesome. Miami at Chicago. I want to say Miami. I think Miami can win this. They are 3.5-point favorites, though, and Chicago might pull this one out. They lost Levine. They got sweet Dick all in return. And actually, I'm talking myself out of it. We're going Miami. Like, Vooch is still there going, what does do? And Bam and Khalil Ware might eat up Vooch. So we'll go Miami minus 3.5. Lakers Clippers. A battle of LA. No Luka, of course. I'm taking the Clippers minus 7.5. No Anthony Davis anymore for the Lakers, obviously. Clippers, Zoobs against his old team. He should go ham. I'm going to go the Clippers minus 7.5. James Harden, Kawhi Leonard. I think they'll have a little bit too much for the Lakers. And then finally, Indy Portland. Another crazy game. Portland today, very, very, very good against Phoenix. Indy, not as convincing against Utah. I'm going to go Portland again, plus 4.5. They just keep delivering. They're awesome. Indy, always a little bit sus. They didn't have Miles Turner today against the Jazz, but that's no excuse. Come on. Let's go Portland, plus 4.5. They just play hard. They're young. They're fun. I'm trying to tell you, they're fun. They're wild. They're weird. Just watch some Portland games. I mean, they should trade it all for KD, but here we are. Anyway, we'll go Portland plus 4.5. And that is it for today's show. Oh, geez, Jim, your fucking Tuesday show went a bit long. Shush you. That's enough. Yeah. We'll probably have, I mean, it's trade deadline week. I'm just going to have a lot to yell about, you know. It's not like it's a, like, early March Tuesday or something. So we will be back on deck, of course, tomorrow with a chocker show. There will no doubt be trades between then and now. Now and then. There you go. So we'll wrap all that up for you. We'll have another video in the morning about our picks for tomorrow as well, so go check that out. Get around NBA Straya and dabble as well if that's your thing and you want to follow along with all of that. There is a link to that in the show description. It's also on the Facey and IG and the stories and stuff if you want to find it. You just use the code NBA Straya and away we go. Just click on that link though. Hell yeah. Also, get around NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, YouTube, all the good stuff right there. Get around NFL Straya as well, myself and Gaz. Awesome Super Bowl preview show. And of course, if you are in Melbourne, come hang out with us for the NFL Super Bowl party that we have at the Catfish. We'll do a live show. We'll be hanging out. We'll be live streaming as well. So if you're not in Melbourne, you can watch us hanging out, drinking way too much, causing all sorts of havoc. That'll be fun. Get around it. So that's next Monday. Rate, review those shows as well as our other shows. Cricket Today podcast, AFL Today. Was it Cricket Today podcast, AFL Today, Football Today, Hold All Tickets. And that's it. AFLW, but that's not back till like July. So anyway, get around all of them on your Apple Podcasts, your Spotify, YouTube's, whatever app you're using, your weird Android phones. Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song, They Rule. So do Joshua Delarentis, Fascinator, House Hats, Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, iOS, Extra, Green, and Dozers. Get behind all the tunes you hear throughout the show. Smash them all in Bandcamp, Triple J and Earth, Facey, Apple Music, Spotify. However you listen to your bands, support your bands, do it. NBA Straya supports Australian bands, so should you. And that is it. Thanks to producer Gerald as well, hanging out with me, which is nice. Not just talking into the other. Always fun. We will catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. Hopefully some big trade news. We'll see what happens. Kevin Durant, OKC, let's make it happen. Woo! It's NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves, would you? And later, Hosanna!